Napoleon Bonaparte's journey from an obscure Corsican officer to the Emperor of France is a gripping story marked by ambition and strategy. His early military prowess was prominently displayed during the Italian campaign, where he executed innovative tactics that outmaneuvered the Austrian forces. The series of brilliant maneuvers in battles like Montanate and Rivoli not only defeated the Austrians but also earned him widespread acclaim across Europe. This success solidified his reputation as a formidable commander and reverberated throughout the continent, shaping the future of Europe. The territorial gains and wealth that France acquired during this campaign were pivotal in transforming the nation into a leading power on the global stage. Napoleon's strategic brilliance and audacity not only reshaped France, but also set the stage for his eventual rise as one of history's most influential leaders. In the summer of 1798, Napoleon Bonaparte embarked on a daring expedition to Egypt, seeking to challenge British dominance and assert French power in the East. As his fleet landed on the shores of Alexandria, the soldiers were filled with a mix of excitement and trepidation about their new adventure. Napoleon quickly set his sights on Cairo, determined to capture the heart of Egypt and establish French authority. The pivotal moment of the campaign came at the Battle of the Pyramids, where Napoleon's strategic brilliance turned the tide against the Mamluks. Despite his military success, Napoleon faced a significant setback with the catastrophic defeat of his navy at the Battle of the Nile. The loss at sea left Napoleon cut off from France, forcing him to adapt his plans and focus on consolidating power in Egypt. During his time in Egypt, Napoleon also fostered a cultural and scientific awakening, gathering scholars to study the ancient land. Amidst the chaos of post-revolutionary France, Napoleon Bonaparte sensed an opportunity as he returned to Paris, where whispers of change filled the air. With the support of influential figures within the Directory, Napoleon meticulously plotted a coup d'état that would reshape the course of French history. On the night of November 9, 1799, he moved swiftly, employing both cunning and charisma to rally his supporters against the existing government. As dawn broke, the streets buzzed with anticipation as news spread of the coup, which would soon be known as the 18th Brumaire. With the successful overthrow of the Directory, Napoleon emerged as first consul, wielding near absolute power over France. This pivotal moment marked not only the end of the French Revolution, but also the beginning of a new era dominated by his vision and leadership. As he solidified his power, Napoleon set about implementing reforms that would reshape French society and lay the foundation for his future empire. In a period marked by chaos and uncertainty, Napoleon Bonaparte seized the opportunity to implement transformative reforms that would reshape France forever. Among these reforms, the establishment of the Napoleonic Code stood out as a revolutionary legal framework that prioritized individual rights and equality. The Napoleonic Code abolished feudal privileges and ensured that all citizens were subject to the same laws, thereby fostering a sense of unity in the nation. Additionally, the code introduced secularism into French governance, separating church influence from state matters and promoting religious freedom. Moreover, the Napoleonic Code safeguarded property rights, ensuring that ownership was respected and disputes were resolved fairly in courts. These sweeping reforms not only modernized the French legal system, but also laid the groundwork for many legal systems around the world. As a result of these changes, French society experienced a period of stability and cohesion, bolstering Napoleon's popularity among the populace. Militarily, Napoleon continued his conquest with the creation of the Grand Army, a force renowned for its mobility, discipline, and innovative tactics. The Grand Army's structure and training methods revolutionized military organization and strategy. This formidable force allowed Napoleon to conduct rapid and decisive campaigns across Europe. Employing his hallmark strategies of concentration of force and rapid movement, Napoleon outflanked and defeated his enemies. The essence of the Grand Army lay in its ability to adapt quickly to changing battlefield conditions. Napoleon's innovative use of artillery and cavalry further amplified the effectiveness of the Grand Army. The seamless coordination between infantry, cavalry, and artillery created a formidable synergy that overwhelmed opponents. Logistics and supply lines were meticulously managed to ensure the Grand Army remained well-equipped during extended campaigns. Napoleon Bonaparte, with a vision for a new Europe, strategically maneuvered his forces during the Ulm campaign of 1805, showcasing unparalleled military acumen. As his troops swiftly encircled the Austrian army, the precision of his tactics left his adversaries in disarray. The decisive capture of 60,000 Austrian troops marked a turning point, illustrating Napoleon's capacity to outthink and outmaneuver his opponents. Following this remarkable feat, the stage was set for the pivotal Battle of Austerlitz, where Napoleon prepared to face the combined forces of Austria and Russia. On December 2, 1805, the sun rose over the battlefield, illuminating the stage for what would become Napoleon's most celebrated victory. As the battle commenced, Napoleon employed a brilliant feigned retreat, luring the enemy into a trap that would seal their fate. With a swift counterattack, Napoleon unleashed his forces, catching the Allied armies off guard and turning the tide in his favor. Ambition swirled like a storm around Napoleon Bonaparte as he devised the continental system, a calculated strategy to cripple Britain's economy through a rigid trade blockade. However, the implementation of this blockade proved to be a monumental challenge as European nations resisted the restrictions imposed upon them. As smuggling flourished in the shadows, merchants and traders found ways to circumvent the blockade, undermining its intended impact. The economic strain began to manifest across Europe, with food shortages and inflation causing unrest among the populace. Amidst the chaos, Napoleon's own France felt the weight of the policies as industries faltered and discontent brewed among his supporters. Desperation grew as the continental system's failures became evident, leading to increasing calls for reform and change from within Napoleon's ranks. Ultimately, the economic warfare intended to subdue Britain instead weakened Napoleon's grip on power, paving the way for his eventual downfall. Napoleon Bonaparte, in his relentless pursuit of European dominance, made a fateful decision to invade Spain in 1808, igniting a fierce and enduring guerrilla war. The Peninsular War quickly evolved into a grueling conflict, draining French resources and morale as Spanish and Portuguese forces mounted relentless resistance. As the guerrilla tactics intensified, the French army faced unexpected challenges, struggling to maintain control over occupied territories. The involvement of British forces further complicated the conflict, bolstering the resolve of Spanish and Portuguese fighters against their common enemy. Amidst the turmoil, the Peninsular War revealed the limitations of Napoleon's once mighty empire as local populations rallied against foreign occupation. With each victory against the French, the spirit of popular resistance grew stronger, inspiring uprisings across the region and shaking the foundations of Napoleon's power. In 1810, Napoleon Bonaparte stood at the peak of his power, reigning over a vast European empire either directly or through puppet states. However, in 1812, Napoleon's ambition led him to invade Russia, a decision that would prove catastrophic. As the harsh Russian winter set in, the Grand Army faced unimaginable hardships while supply lines dwindled. Scorched earth tactics employed by the Russians rendered the land barren, depriving Napoleon's forces of vital resources. The retreat from Moscow became a grueling ordeal, with dwindling numbers and morale plummeting as the winter took its toll. This disastrous campaign marked a turning point, symbolizing the beginning of Napoleon's decline and the unraveling of his empire. As news of the failures in Russia spread, it emboldened Napoleon's enemies, who began to unite against him. The once mighty Grand Army was left severely weakened, ultimately leading to a series of defeats in subsequent battles. The Sixth Coalition, formed by European powers united against the weakened Napoleon, saw a critical opportunity to strike back. Despite his remarkable comeback during the War of the Sixth Coalition, Napoleon faced overwhelming challenges as he sought to reclaim his former glory. The climax of this intense struggle was the Campaign of France in 1814, where Napoleon showcased his strategic brilliance against towering odds. Ultimately, however, Napoleon was forced to abdicate as the coalition's superior numbers and resources proved insurmountable. Following his abdication, Napoleon was exiled to the island of Elba, marking a significant turning point in European history. In Elba, Napoleon's spirit remained undaunted as he contemplated his return to power and the legacy he had built. The former emperor began to gather support among the island's residents, drawing on his charisma and past glories to rekindle hope. Napoleon Bonaparte, having escaped from Elba, stood ready to reclaim his empire with fierce determination in his eyes as he marched towards Paris. As he entered the city, crowds gathered, cheering his name and igniting a renewed sense of hope among his loyal followers. With momentum on his side, Napoleon rallied his old allies and sought to restore his power, but the shadow of his past failures loomed large. The atmosphere grew tense as news of the growing coalition against him reached Paris, with Britain and Prussia uniting their forces. On June 18, 1815, the decisive Battle of Waterloo commenced, with Napoleon's troops facing the formidable alliance led by the Duke of Wellington and Gebhard Leberecht von Blücher. As the battle raged on, Napoleon's strategic maneuvers began to falter under the relentless pressure of the combined enemy forces. In a dramatic turn, the arrival of Prussian reinforcements tipped the scales against him, shattering any remaining hopes of victory. Napoleon Bonaparte's legacy is a fascinating tapestry woven from threads of innovative governance and relentless warfare. His rise to power marked a turning point in French and European history as he implemented sweeping reforms that modernized the legal and educational systems. Yet beneath the surface of his accomplishments lay a series of relentless military campaigns that altered the map of Europe and sparked widespread conflict. Napoleon's ambition propelled him to conquer vast territories, but it also sowed the seeds of resistance and enmity among nations, leading to his eventual downfall. Subscribe to the Argo Bytes YouTube channel to stay updated with our latest videos. We regularly upload content that covers a wide range of topics, ensuring there's something for everyone. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on our newest science, tech, and history knowledge videos. Don't forget to click on the bell icon for notifications.